Actually, I know these days there's in TV, in English TV, there is people like talking with each other, and I think sometimes they are fighting. I don't know what's going on. And next day, I watch also in weekend, there's some young men and young girls, and one of them are wearing scarf. They are was talking about Islam and what meaning of Islam and the aim of Islam. I don't know why they are talking about Islam in these days, especially between Christian and Hindu.
You see, this is an exercise which is now becoming popular with some television companies. And those television companies which present these programs could be called genuinely interested, could be taken to be genuinely interested in religious affairs, to present various viewpoints of religions from the point of view of those who believe in them, so that the people could make their own free comparison. Or they could also be suspected of a willful plan to throw people away from religion, because the representation there is not very attractive at all. So it all depends on whom they choose and how much time they give to a certain viewpoint, and how in the overall management they present a precipitate view, the final view as it emerges after the discussion. So managers, those who monitor programs, who make them, can do a lot of things in this regard. They have a very powerful advantage by manipulating things in a manner that suits them more than suits the religious adherents who come for discussions. So things sometimes become very suspicious, but sometimes they seem to be genuine efforts. Allah knows best. But they have also some limitations. According to the modern concept of television programs, the best journalist, and this is also a form of journalism, is supposed to be that who presents every possible viewpoint and does not speak of present one viewpoint so that one viewpoint impresses the people. So you must find some countermeasures, that if somebody is impressed with one viewpoint, somebody else says, no, this is not that. And the way they mingle things, it is there that their cleverness achieves some purposes. For instance, some debates go on about the existence of God in a very subtle and clever manner. Recently there was a program on some television which spoke of evolution versus creation. That was the title of debate. Evidently, if there is no third option presented, and if you have to either believe in blind evolution or believe in spontaneous creation, then people will naturally be inclined to believe in the blind evolution rather than spontaneous creation, because they do not see any evidence of spontaneous creation here on earth. So what is the final message after the debate is over? Most of the people will receive the message that these people who believe in spontaneous creation are mad people of old ages. Evolution is scientific. But what evolution is scientific to them? An evolution without God. So these are the subtle ways in which religion can be very viciously attacked without your taking the open posture for attacking religion. They apparently seem to be so fair. They bring into to participate. The extremists are those who staunchly believe in God as the creator, who did not have to evolve life. He created man as he is, molded him out of mud or putty, and there he was, and he breathed into him, and the eyes which he had made, like children make small dolls. So God made it, and there he was, man was. And so he molded elephants, he molded snakes, he molded butterflies and all these things, and breathed into them, and there they were. Now, who in the modern times, when the light of knowledge has spread all over the world, so that it even begins to reach the darkest jungles of Africa, who would believe in this nonsensical concept of sudden creation of every animal? Every animal was made out of mud by God, and he breathed into it, and there he was. So, but they give this representation to such people who are, in ordinary terms mad, but in other terms very profound believers. From their vantage point, you can't say they're the mad. From their vantage point, God can do anything, so why not? Whatever we believe, we don't have to prove. So these are the extremists who represent religion. And the scientists are also of two different categories. There are scientists who believe in evolution and also believe in God. Who believe in evolution and believe in the hand of God organizing evolution and maintaining it and giving it direction and shape and make laws which govern the whole process of evolution. These scientists are not brought into play. They are left out. The rigid atheists are pitched against the rigid religious believers. With this clever device, although they appear to be so neutral, so honest, they only serve the purpose of atheism and nothing else. So these are very difficult times we are born in. So ordinary simple viewer of television, it's very difficult to defend himself or herself from the designed impression which is created to be received by the viewers. It's a designed impression, well calculated impression, which they know will overwhelm the viewer, and this is what they intend to deliver to him. So it's a very difficult period, and the only advice I give is to keep your eyes open. For instance, nowadays in the name of miracles, it is being said that Virgin Mary appeared at such and such place, and the whole area was thronged by people, hundreds of thousands and even millions of people keep rushing towards that area. And this evidence is presented on television. So obviously, on the one hand, religion is rejected. Religion as such, in which Islam, all faiths are rounded up together and dispelled from human affairs. But on the other hand, Christianity is supported in such a clever way, in the name of evidence of Virgin Mary appearing before some people, and the evidence is presented through camera tricks in a manner as though it is a scientific representation. Against this, some people have resigned from the very church which concocted this story and this false melodrama. The honest people among them, they say, this is all false, we know it's not right. And why are you befuddling the whole world? And there is another case of the propaganda of the similar nature, when a Hindu goddess, so-called goddesses, statue was claimed to have started drinking milk. And with the blessing of that, they say every statue started drinking milk, wherever it was. And people rushed towards temples with the milk bowls full of milk, and offered them. And now there was a camera trick involved. Whenever they showed, they put it on the list and milk seemed to disappear. This can be done through many devices. So when the cameramen are not honest, or when they serve a set design, then the audience are left with no choice but to be deceived by them, if they're credulous people. So this propaganda was carried out throughout the world, and suddenly I think they had their fill, and no more desired to drink the milk. They ceased to drink. Once somebody asked me this question, I said, come on, bring the statue to me. And in your presence, I'll ask the statue to drink. I said, I promise that not a drop of milk will be drunk by that statue after I have examined it and found it to be without any clever devices. See?